you're telling me this movie skipped a theatrical run, went straight to streaming, and last week was the first time I've ever heard about this movie. And it might be one of the best this year? Let's talk about it. No One Will Save You follows the story of Bryn, an isolationist who enjoys living within the confinement of her home until one day she is woken up by strange noises and begins to encounter otherworldly creatures. This movie is directed by Brian Duffield and stars Caitlin Dever as the main character, Bryn. You'll likely recognize Caitlin Dever from previous movies like Booksmart, which was a movie that I absolutely loved. Going straight into one of the pros of this movie is her. This actress, I think, absolutely nails it in this role. One of the challenges I thought this movie was going to be facing was the fact that there is absolutely, and I kid you not, zero dialogue for an hour and a half. There are sounds, there are noises, there are, different things that happen, but absolutely no dialogue. And I was really worried that this would limit the capabilities of this movie, of the story, but I'm glad I was wrong, because this movie delivers, and in the subtle actions and the character development of Bryn throughout the movie is something that I was pleasantly surprised by. In talking of the things that really worked for me in this movie, one being the cinematography and the others being the art direction and costume design, I feel like all of those put together really kind of helped you put yourself in this kind of world, this small town, and it helped you immerse yourself in the character's shoes. And in talking of the actual story, I feel like it had a really strong first act, a really strong second act. The third act is where it started to lose me a little bit, all the way towards the very end. I wasn't a huge fan of. I didn't agree with the choices of the very last scene, and that kind of pulled me away. But in no way, shape, or form did that impact my overall view of the movie. Did I not like the way it ended? Sure. But I still think it was an entertaining movie. I think what they were able to accomplish with having no dialogue is an achievement within its own. I know that similar movies where there has been few or little to no dialogue, like A Quiet Place or The Silence, those movies had to find ways to keep you engaged while presenting themselves with the same challenges. And I think that this movie definitely did that, and it succeeded. I definitely think that this is also a really good movie for people that enjoy watching films about aliens, about alien invasions, home invasions, being isolated in your home and in a small town, and it's just so it's interesting, and it's just I'm amazed by the quality of this movie, knowing that it went straight to streaming on Hulu with very, very little marketing. So I'm going to be interested to see how this movie turns out, if there's an audience that develops for it, because I definitely think it's worth a watch. And with it going straight to streaming, a lot more people will have access to this movie now if they wanted to give it a chance and check it out. Now, I will say, though, that part of me was able to see and tell what the budget of this movie was, just because of the visual effects that was used for the creatures, for the aliens. That aspect didn't work for me either. They looked very unfinished. Something about them, the way that they moved, the textures of the actual visual effects, it was kind of off-putting. But again, while this movie is about aliens, it's about an alien invasion, I didn't mind the visual effects looking the way that they did. It didn't distract me from the story. Once you see it for the first time or second time, you get used to it in the movie, and it just kind of becomes back of mind, and it doesn't hinder it, in my opinion. All right, well, that will do it for me today. I appreciate you all for tuning in. If you haven't already, please like this video. Subscribe if you haven't. We are trying to reach 100 subs, and we are slowly getting there. I appreciate you all again. Until the next time, see you later.